Available live streams. Nope. We're live now. Aha. Activate selected. Is this the chat? Chat, is this real? Make unclickable always on top. Okay, so this is... We can just keep it here. Custom CSS always on top. It's not always on top. What is it? Always on bottom? How does this work? Okay. Window. Bring all to front. Always on top. It's not always on top. Anywho, we will fix that later. If there was some notification that there's chat messages, never mind. Back to work. All right. Where were we? I was making some more rooms. Let's jump back in. CR9. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's make this static so that we don't have too many enemies rushing the player. I think at this stage the player can deal with a little bit of action. I want to ramp up the difficulty a little bit mid-stage, so all of the C rooms, they're somewhere in the middle. We will be reusing them. Like some of the rooms we will reuse, so I'll just show you what that looks like. I actually need to set this up. I did this for, so for example, 8 turns. You see this flag right here, tier 1. So we have a system set up where I can tag spawns as tier 1 or tier 2 or tier 3. And then what that does is it makes it so that if so at the start of a level, so I'll show you where this happens. So in section D, we have this stage which is lifting up pieces from section A, and I just set tier 1 over here. So when you enter this level, you go into tier 1, and this is lifted when the level is loading. So this is not when the player enters the level, this is when the level is placed. So you see over here it sets the tier, and when it sets the tier, what happens is this section let's see where this is referenced. So yeah, see right here. It will change the tier. So when a new level is put down and it finds that a tier is set, it will up the tier. Now once this tier is set, it will filter any incoming spawns that have tiers set. If the tier is not equal to the tier that we've configured for this level, it won't spawn. If it's not the same, but if it is the same, then it will include that. And there you go. You have a tier system. So let's just see where we can use this. Because I have, so for example, in D rooms, I have B1, B sections. So if you go to B straights or B turns, so for example, like over here, what I can do is I can add more enemies. So let's say if I want a support at the entrance, I'll just say tier 1. I save. But if I don't set the level, what level is this? B underscore D1. B turns B underscore D1. So right now this enemy is not there, right? Like this one that we said, that's the guy at the back. This guy is not here because it's tier 1. And there you have it. We can reuse sections this way and keep them spicy. I thought it was a good system. Keeps it fun. Tier 1. Apply, save. So we're just gonna quickly go through this. Can flip 50. Apply, save. This will take some testing, and I will do that. BDM support around here. Save. This one's already pretty populated. And let's just add some more. Oh no, I didn't save. BD4M. Save. So no enemies here. So let's check this out. Now that we have all these enemies in, and if we play a level that has tier 1 set, now those extra enemies should show up. What is going on here? Let's re-roll this. Let me see, BD4. Yeah, okay, so this next one. I like these dark corridors. See, that was a new enemy. Let's try that again. Nope. Is it working? BS3. Nope. This is B3M. B3TM. These names are a little bit confusing. Nope, it's not. I don't think it's working. So let's look at BT3. There should be an enemy here. Tier 1 can flip 50. This guy is not showing up. Why is this guy not showing up? D rooms B3 dark. Aha! Because the tier 1 is not set here. Why is it not set here? Let's see. D rooms A1 dark tier 1. See, I have to set this back to. Do I have to set this back to tier 0? No, I don't. Because it will automatically reset when the generator places the next level. That tier setting will cancel out. I could do the same for the fog and the ambient. That makes sense too. So that I don't have to manually reset all of this. I can't think of instances where I want to place a level and have the fog value persist. Yeah, that actually does make sense. Let's do that. Let's call ambient reset and fog 0 on level change. No, but this is happening on when you walk over that thing. So we do need it actually, because we reset the fog when you enter a new level. We look into that. Let's just see if this is working. What levels do we have now? There you go. There's this bad boy over here. That was kind of confusing. I think if this guy charges you, then it doesn't feel right. Here, let's just remove this. Delete. Delete. Again. Okay, BT4. This one right here. That was in my cool. Instead of support, we could just have enemies, but that would be very random. Don't want to confuse the player completely. Nice. Anyway, let's just add more variety over here. B rooms. B art. I think these are already pretty populated. I don't want to overcrowd this. Um, there is a certain flow that's set up with these levels, and I don't want to break it. Especially in this part, in the B section, there aren't many gaps. So after each of these straights, you have immediately the rooms spawning. So if there's like too many enemies, it kind of breaks the flow. So I don't wanna do that. All right, let's see what more we can add here. I really like the spin sections. I want to do more of these. This is fun. This teleporter is not required. So this section, I was thinking about this. We made this yesterday. This turn is too close. This is just like, if I spawn something here, this will be a straight, but it could potentially intersect with whatever's happening here. So just to be sure, I will add a system that allows me to test generations. But we'll do that later. Here, I'll just shift it up a little bit, and we're good to go. You can also remove this teleporter. Don't need it. I hope that didn't mess up the order of spawn. Nice. Cool. Sweet. So with this part, I think this is where we can like go full random. The first three sections, they're very tightly designed. The first section is just a basic, straight corridor with turns. The second section is lots of like winding corridors and turns where you shoot in the off directions. So you're not just going straight. That's so like in the first section, you're always kind of like just shooting straight. Like you might turn left, right just a little bit to take off enemies on on the diagonal sides. But with in the second section, we're going straight, and then you have to turn right, but there's an enemy like way to the left, so the player will have to like get used to that motion. In the third section, we have the wide rooms. That was this is the C section. This part. Sorry, this one. Yeah, the wide rooms where you kind of like have to move around in a little bit more of an open space. So that's checked off. The D section is very like it's going to be sparse. It's going to have individual encounters, and I think like I'm gonna make a bunch of different encounters there. So we have like a good variety of like the player would just have to like they expect anything. It'll be that kind of a level. And since we are doing that, what I could pull off is include some of these previous rooms as part of the sections that are spawning here. We can do that now. So basically, like every level that I've put down essentially also works as a prefabs, which I can lift up and put into different levels. So I'll show you an example of this. Let's just say, all right, we de-shuffle one. Okay, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna have this encounter here over here on the start. Have a little bit of like a teleport thing going on over here. I'll move this to the previous section because we're gonna delete the other one in front, and so we spawn a teleport here. We make a gap, and in section 4 we're gonna just remove this, add a new one, and over here I can just say something like B rooms. Okay, now when we run this, de-shuffle one. Now it's shuffled those levels. I hope this works. Yeah, there you go. So it could use a little bit like more of an adapter here because this is ugly. Let's fix that. That would look something like this. Let's add another level, another section, and over here, because I don't want it to be too long, because I want to throw the player like into the level immediately. So what we can do is just have a small little kind of like adapter over here. Most of the B rooms are designed in a way where they open out in front of a hallway, so this could be like that little proto hallway. We can put this teleporter inside this now. There you go. Come on. All right. So now it will look a little bit less ugly. Is it looking less ugly? No, it's not. Strange. Let's see that one more time. Interesting. Yeah, I think what's happening is that opening, it's closed. That's why. We're gonna have to make this wider here. So it's doing like a flood fill, and it is checking for the contours. I think this should fix it. There you go. Not bad. So this, like every time I regenerate this, it's gonna lift up a different piece. Boom. And now we are variety maxing. This is good. Needed this. And I mean, right now I'm just recycling the old sections. What I could do eventually is make more of these categories and fill those out. I did have plenty of those before I completely reworked the level generator. So basically what I'm saying is we have work to do, and I am all for it. Let's go. Could we have something else here instead? I think this works for now. We could spice this up maybe. Like this could also be another section that we pull from. So say for example, I just get rid of this and we add another, let's say B turns. So now it's basically just one encounter over here with a teleporter. No. So instead of walking into that room, you're kind of like teleporting into it. That's the only difference. is kind of jarring though. We could just up this. I'm going to delete this segment and add a prefab hallway. There you go. Boom. Boom. It's a little better. Not bad. We could set this to tier 1, so I'll just remove this link and add a trigger. And there you go. Ceiling lamp. Make sure it's lit up. So that was the enemy that we added right now. In tier 1. This is kind of jarring. This guy is actually shooting through the wall. We could also just add obstacles. Let's see, B turns. Obstacle flat. I don't want to make it too annoying though. This is huge. Let's say side by 20. Let's just get rid of this guy. Save. Let's check it out. ED1. Cool, so you have not bad. Cool. Nice. I like this. Let's make more of these. So you have to watch out for this. Oh no, why is this happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Two to 1 point. Oh, so that's why. Let me just put this down to 10. So I guess the exact would be 13, so that it doesn't overflow out of the walls. Yeah, I think we're set. Cool. That is a placement issue. I will take care of it. That's a size issue. It shouldn't be spawning those extra spikes over there. Or at least I think so. So if I go up 13 here... Anyway. That we have to fix inside the game. Let's get back to this BT1M. I'll just get rid of these guys. They seem a little bit annoying. Don't want them shooting the player from above. Support tier 1. Support tier 1. Alright, cool. D rooms. Where were we? D shuffle. Shuffle. Okay. Cool. So if we combine all of these together, whoa, that is dark. Okay, cool. I think this section can be way longer. That's one encounter. That's two. And that's it. That's the end of it. So I think we can make this longer. D straights, C straights, D rooms, D straights, D rooms. Do we need this here? Should we try to remove this? I just might just break everything. Let's check it out. It's like what you don't want is too much hang time. You can get boring that way. Okay. So D straights, D rooms, D straights. Let's copy this. And let's copy this. D straight, D room, D straight, D room. Alright, cool. So now we have 3 encounters. That's why I want to populate this section with more levels. So that there is enough variety. Not bad, not bad. There's like different encounters. I don't want to have the player run into them too quickly. Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is great. DR4. Sweet. -4. Side x -40. 40. Side x 40. We don't want to flip a relay. Relay C. What relays do we have? To go to the menu. Let's spawn a single shooter here. Apply, save, DR3. I think I want to keep the relays to the balloons. But there is a lot of geometry here, so it's better to just send the player into astral mode. So right now the only difference between the relay and the astral is that astral is broken. Astral C300. Why didn't this work? Interesting. Alright, bug. Let's look into this. Worked this time. Interesting. Maybe it's a distance thing. Why didn't it work? Because it wasn't stationary. Maybe because it was charging. Okay, let's try that. Let's just force that. Support charger, not stationary. Come at me, bro. Oh, because it's a percentage probability. No. Okay, there's something funky going on here. Let's see what that is. Astral plane start. Type. This should work. Okay, yeah, here's the test. It shouldn't start if that's the problem. Spin distance. Kill, I can do a bunch of events. But if I wanted to do something like, okay, once these two are done, the indices. So you have number 1, number 2. So over here I could say on kill appear number 3, and it would just make that appear. I'm thinking of Little Big Planet, or you could just like make a switch that needs to have like 2 flags set. That will be a cool feature that I might be able to use elsewhere. Like that, like I could make a full kind of, this visual programming language in here, but I think that will be a little bit excessive right now. I know eventually it will be awesome to have like user generated levels, but I don't want to bite off more than I can chew right now. You know, if players like this game and I get to continue working on it, maybe. I don't know. Let's add some order to this so that we're taking out the astral enemy after. Number 1, number 2. Cool. That guy is just misplaced. Let's see if we put him in the center. Now this guy is gonna interrupt this encounter. Or we can just have on kill appear 3 in 250 milliseconds. And I can mark this guy as invisible. Damn. Cool. Be cool if this guy dropped a teleporter balloon so that I don't have to walk around this. Easy. And I did have a command for this. Drop TP balloon on. I think we can. Let's use that. Where would this be? Agent on kill drop TP balloon. There you go. Spawn TP balloon, and I can make it so that this spawns if it is lifted on reticle. I think just remove this. Because I don't want to lift the player up. It should just be like a direct, direct teleport. Otherwise, if the player goes up, they'll have to kind of wait till they drop back to the ground. Where is this being set? On kill TP balloon. So this guy will just, so I don't have to spawn, like put down another spawn, mark it invisible, make it on kill appear. I can just say on kill TP balloon please, tamashika san. Boom boom. It's not working. On kill TP balloon. Come on, why is it not working? Oh, it's a chance to spawn. Are you kidding me? Am I using this anywhere? I'm not even using it anywhere. I have to be using it somewhere. It's here in D3. Wait, what's going on? Loom raw. Something's up. Aha! We have not saved this. Why would this be happening? Because I removed it. It's aha! chance to spawn. I don't see myself doing this. Here, that's saved. We have to restart the game now. So why that wasn't working, I will quickly go over that. It didn't work because, so this is the number of parameters to each of these calls. And if the parameters don't match, then it throws an error and doesn't compile and it doesn't save the level. You know what we really need is we need to send an error message for when we are not able to compile. Okay, so on the server, when I am doing a post, where am I doing a post? Index? No. App.post. Put. My bad. So when I put level data, what is it even doing? When does it call save? I think this is where we are saving new data. Save data. Okay, let's check out what this function is doing. Process data. It has to be compiling here somewhere. I've lost track of where I call the compile. Where are we compiling the ops? Over here? Yes, there you go. Throw compile error. I think this should be working. So if I put something wrong here and I say apply save, it should throw an error here. There you go. On kill TP balloon D. See this error, can we just catch it? So if it throws an error over here, process data, save data, can I catch this? Can I catch it? Yeah, I can catch this. Try. Okay. But I want the exact error message. Okay, let's just log it for now. Let's see what's inside all of that. Compile error D3, attempting to save level. Did it? Apply save. I'm still not seeing an error over here. Else. No, did I mess it up? It's gonna, oh man. I think there's like in Express there's this way to catch errors, like you can make a decorator of some sort, right? I don't know how this works. Am I getting an error? Sources. network. See, there's 500 over here. I just want to be able to see the level, the error. Where is this happening? Events, save level. Is save level not defined? If response is not okay, error prompt. Am I at least getting a save error? Save error, there you go. It should be catching it here. Let's try that again. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Error JSON is not defined. Oh, my bad. Response is not defined either. Oh, because I'm catching an error. Ah, no, wait, this is not the right place to be doing this. I'm just gonna log the response, okay? Now what? Let's move this to the side. How do I do that? Nope. Aha. Yes. Nope. Still not good. Aha. No. I can't see my window. Apply, save. Response. Is it okay? No, it's not okay. Internal server error. JSON, text, nothing. So status is 500. Okay, it's not okay. It's not okay. If it's not okay, does it throw an error after that too? Save error. So okay, so it's not able to read the JSON. I see. I see what's going on. Because the response is not okay. So the JSON is not okay. Why is the JSON not okay, bro? Is this the problem? Is the error message not good? Fascinating. Let's try res.json. Maybe this works. Anything? I don't think this is even working. It should be catching this. Maybe it's catch error. Error caught. So it's not catching the error over there. Process data. Throw new error, compile error. Oh. Where is this being caught then? As you can see, my JavaScript is pretty... Is there anyone in the chat that can help me with this? Never mind. We're all on our own. Saving, processing, compile error. Process data. It should throw the error and it should just catch it. Should we just not do the... You know what? Fine. But then I can't get the error. I really wanted this to work. Try. Can you catch it here? Save data error caught. So you're catching it here, but you're not catching it here. Why though? Why would you do that? Maybe it is catching. No, it's not catching it. Console dot error got here. Are there any try catches in here? Try. Can you throw an error inside? So compile script throws an error, throw error, unknown opcode. See, it does that. And then it catches the error, and then it throws another error. You know what, I'll just catch, what I'll do is I will catch it here and rethrow it. Throw E. Save data error got here, throw E, and then it should be able to catch it again. I hope it can do that. Let's see. Save. Did it catch it? Did it catch it? Did it catch it? Save data error caught. Compile it. Okay, so it got it here. I'm assuming it threw it again. Who's catching this? Aha! So is this sending? Oh no, if this fails... See, this is why we need a decorator. It's happening here. That's the problem. This is being called if the level already exists. So over here we don't set new and we don't set the level. Okay, so what we could do is wrap this try catch outside. Okay, let's try that. I'm assuming this is unnecessary. Error saving level could just be out here. Okay, and we take this whole thing and put it in a try. Look at me, I'm doing JavaScript. Let's go. Now, a better error message would be great, actually. Error saving level. Can I add? Can I just do this? Will that work? E. Can I just add the object? Error saving level. Damn straight, there's an error saving the level. Plus E dot message. Error saving level. Compile error DR3 section 015 unknown opcode. software. That's what I call UX. I think we're pretty sure that it's an error saving level, so we don't have to send this. I think this is good. Cool. Just push the R3. So what was it? The balloons weren't spawning? Yeah, because I'm not doing drop on kill, drop TP balloon. Do we have to include a drop TP balloon? On kill TP balloon. Apply save. Because now it's not expecting it is not expecting parameters. It's not spawning because I have to restart the client. Also, I think this can be over here and we can make it wider. How about this? X50 25 55. Save. Busy or locked open. I wasn't able to overwrite the file while it was being read by the client. I like it. There you go, level saved success. DR3. Client actually isn't reading to the, no, it's reading, it's writing to the compile script. Oh wow, sneaky. Oh, where's my balloon? Where? Am I using on-kill balloon still so we can remove it? On-kill TP balloon should now show up in the loom. Alright, cool. I think on-kill balloon we can remove because we have the relays for it. I think we should get rid of this. This is unnecessary. Let's just test this first before I make more changes. Rooms DR3. Please spawn the balloon. Please spawn the balloon. Yes. I'm getting rid of this. Drop balloon. We can get rid of this. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. On kill. Agent flags, drop balloon, we can get rid of this, we can get rid of, okay, easy. I'll just set this to spikes instead. Save, apply, save. It's alright. This is not a problem. Everything is broken. Didn't I just save this? I removed the on-kill balloon and I hit save. How about you refresh? Okay, and then we save it again. And then we run the client again. Please work this time. Also have to make sure the balloon is not spawning off the ground. Do I have an on-kill balloon on this guy also? No, I don't. On-kill appear 3. On-kill TP balloon. What's going on, man? What's going on? Why is this guy spawning a balloon? Why is this guy spawning a balloon? On-kill appear. On-kill TP balloon. Drop TP balloon. Aha! That's it. Fixed. Oh, my terminal. Let's spice this up a little bit. Chance to astral 75%. This effect, I think, is pretty jarring. I want to remove this one. Like when you see that, I'll show it in slow motion. I enable the dev console and check this out. You see that? We need. We need a different marker. Something to tell the player that shooting this enemy is gonna make something happen. We have the kanji for the astral, we have the down arrow for the spin. Maybe like an up arrow. Or like a star. It'd be cool like if like you highlighted the enemy and it kind of like it drew like a ray pointing to the next like what it will light up, like what it will enable, like what enemy will appear if you shoot that enemy. But right now I don't have a reference to the entity, or do I have a reference to the entity? I could just hand over the reference to the object at spawn. Because the spawn order is, we'll have to pre-process all of the spawns after this section is finished spawning all the entities. Because right now what it does is it stores the index for the enemy that will appear on death, and what it stores is a reference to the section that it belongs to. So on death, the enemy goes to the section and tells it, hey, here's the index of the entity that I want to enable. It is kind of like a loose reference because what the section has to do is it has to store an indexed kind of an indexed list, and that index list is checking for if an entity is in that slot. So there is like a potential kind of null reference that can happen, which I'm sure it's protecting against that right now, but kind of breaks the. I can fix that. I have to maintain links somehow. But all the on kills are registered as function calls to an action. The lambda, the C# actions. Those could be like instead of lambdas, we could have like a list. That could be an object, first class citizens, first class members, or something like that. I don't know. Programming, man, I just do as much as I can to make the game work at 60 frames per second. It would be pretty cool to have that though. Yeah, I want to have that. I want to do that. Let's have a look at the flow. On kill appear. See, so this register on kill appear stores an ID and a delay. If this was a list, then I could just store the entity inside here. So this is what it's called, appear on kill. And then it goes through all the entities. I don't think these entities are being referenced anywhere else. Yeah, it's just being used here. I think we can make this better. Register appear on kill. So what should we make this an object? Should this be like an object that stores entity references? And we could just call this on death. Call a bunch of timers rather than storing it here. Where else is this called? Where else is on death used? F12. On death invoke register appear on kill. That's the only place we're using this. On shot death. Where else is this being used? Register relay on kill. Interesting. This is also a problem because like astrals are not registered this way. Astrals are stored. So that's like astral projection, right? Like over here we have, so we know that the enemy does an astral projection over here. I set them here and it's called here. Should we change this? Let's change this. All right. um, relay, and then we can also make it so that if there is an astral projection, it overrides the relay. Else, if relay is not equal to 0, what's the point of this? Okay, so the enemy has to go into astral projection. Is this being called anywhere else? No, it's not. Let's get it out of here. Astral project. Okay, else if we're in relay, engine dot, what is this? Engine dot relay dot start on shot death. I'm just gonna get rid of this. So there's a relay flag as well. Interesting. Where is this being used? Nowhere. Great. Let's get rid of it. We have to protect against this. Again, it's completely unnecessary to be doing this. So astral projection will override the relay. That's great. A register relay on kill. This should. Where am I using this? Okay. This will still be needed for the balloons. Why are the balloons doing relays, dude? Do we need this? Should we just remove this? How's the astral set right now? Astral. See, A dot astral projection is equal to BAM. Something going on here. See, this resolve is important. And I'm not doing this right now in the relay. Oh, we are. Relay.resolve. Cool. So you know what? Let's just get rid of the balloon thing for now. Will this work? Let's see. Let's see, what did I break? Why were we doing this? To get rid of the on-shot death nonsense. D rooms, DR3. Okay, so okay, let's just get this. So if you see the on kill up here, register on kill up here. I think the balloons making things appear will be a very I want to keep it, but I want to keep it in a like it's just we're not using this anymore. We can get rid of this. How do you want to store this? It's an event. The balloons can have this too, and I need to know. I need a list of all of these events. After all the sections are placed, after all the spawns are placed in a section, so that I can loop through them and provide an entity reference. Who should store this? I think the section should store this. Section instance entities, public list, section events. Public class section event. We will have an entity reference here. Public link. Now what, like, is there going to be like an event type? No. We don't need that. We just need the link, and over here we're gonna have int public int index. This could be short index. Events.clear entities.add register. You can just say register again, but this time section event events.add. Now this basically this thing we just have to loop through all of them. Public void post process. We're gonna for each no, I don't know if this for each will should work. For each var event in events. So I have to find entities by ID. I think they're already placed by ID. Can do lookup by entry index, right? So evt.link is equal to entities event. I don't know if this will break though. It should be able to find it. Well, we don't need to store the entities. We do need to store the entities, because that's how they are. That's how they are tracked in the level editor. What entity is in what index? Actually, no. You know why? Because entities have a independent ID that is set. Yeah, this is the ID is equal to event on index. Just to be sure. Let's post-process this. Once the section is placed, spawn, place effects, stage.post process. Now for the events. On shot depth. We can just pass the event here, right? And store the reference of the event inside section instance. And just call the event. Let's try that. Register kill event. Yeah, we could put the delay there too. Let's do that. Section event on death evt.invoke. Appear on kill. Okay, so this is an appear event. But we have to also make sure that section event appear. This have to be a type. We'll have to make it virtual. Link index delay. Okay, let's just see if this works. Register kill event evt.invoke. This will remain alive, right? Let's take it for a spin. All right, let's try it out. So the agent is not storing the reference to the event. Wait, but it needs to store it. The whole point of this was to make sure that we can display the enemy that appears on death. Okay, so at least the command is good. Okay. You know what? That's good. The section needs a reference for it so that it can populate the entities. The agent needs a reference to it so that it can point to the target on the HUD. We also have to show what kind of entity it is. This is getting complicated. We'll get back to this. I am going to go back to making some more levels. I'm going to take a lunch break. How do we do? Did I get focused attention for an hour and 45 minutes? I'm liking this. I'm going to stream some more. I'm going to come back and stream. Thanks for tuning in. I will see